Right. I got the range and we went to Humansdorp and took my first order in Humansdorp from my late mother, which was a mammoth order for Humansdorp. I mean, but she knew that she could sell it, otherwise she'd sell herself out of business. I then went to friends of ours in Utenay called Sharders, and they gave me big business. That's Utenay. I then went to Kirkwood and then went into Port Elizabeth. I was a bit plate glass shy to walk into garlics in Port Elizabeth, so I called on the small dress shops there, and they felt sorry for me. I asked them to help me, a young guy, and I had a reasonably good range of clothing, which they gave me a chance, and I soon learnt that the first people that pick the garments are the best sellers, and don't sell to anybody something that's nobody touches or nobody likes. So I made it, one of my policies were sell only winners, or the ones that everybody wants, because my area which they gave me at that time was Eastern Cape, Port Elizabeth, East London, up to Coxstad, that included Data, and all the way back across to Northern Cape, Kimberley, Uppington, DR, all those villages, and I sold plenty to these little villages. I looked for a small day shop or even a big shop, and I got matey. I started off, unfortunately, with that same brown suit. That's all I had. I had 2 white shirts from Crimpeline, one on and washed the other one out at night so it would be ready for the next day. And I still had the same red botany tie and the same shoes. And the socks I would wash off. That lasted for quite a while until I started selling, but big. My first round already, I tripled what the previous guy had sold. Because I used to go to them and say, look, I'm young in the business, please help me. And they felt sorry for me. Some of them were a bit nasty, and most of them were sympathetic. And I had the driver who I had to have to carry the stuff in while I'm doing the talking. And we were quite successful. We had the rails collapsible rails they call. You'd bring in the samples, and that was the beginning of the rounds, and it grew bigger and bigger, and then I became, in 3 years there, I became the #1 salesman, including Johannesburg, Cape Town, the rest of the country. And then I met my late wife, who I started to travel with a model, because now I was doing big business. She was a model. And she was great. She used to travel with me and try on the garments. If they had any doubt, they looked beautiful on her. And it was like Lita, that's your grandmother, your mother's mother. And I met her on my 22nd birthday, which was in Swellendam, on the way to Cape Town.
Wow.
And she landed up being my wife after 5 years of going out. With, in between, we had broke up, you know the old story. True love never goes smooth. Anyhow, before I married her, I was, after being on the road for these people, was about 25, 25, I think, 26, somewhere around there. They called me in because I said to them, gentlemen, I can't do this. You can't be married. You can't meet new girls. You one night here and you can't go out the second night unless you want to lose business, and I didn't want to lose business. So unless I get a job inside, respectfully, I'm afraid I have to come and look for a job in Cape Town. And I said, leave it to us, we'll find something for you. Shared a flat in Port Elizabeth with my best friend, who's still today, Dennis Besson, and we had a flat in Mewwood on the ocean.
You and Dennis had some good times, didn't you?
You bet. Times of our life. He was single, I was single. We both had new swanky cars. He had a Ford, I had the Chevs. And we had our apartment very nicely furnished from Benays those days. And we had a nice bar in the lounge, and we employed a full-time African lady who could only cook one dish, chicken and smash. She called it smash. And we used to entertain at home, ask friends for dinner at home, because the restaurants were too expensive for us. He'd take his partner to his room, and I'd take mine to my room, and we'll have a chat. And we'll meet each other afterwards. Or the next day we'd have a discussion at breakfast, which was early, because we worked hard, very hard. And we grew up, we would oppositions in clothing. He worked for Ex-Ruform, and I was with Hillis Manufacturing. So we both, they also started making ladies' suits and coats. But we never spoke business. And we, to this day, are the best of friends, but he got out of it before me, and he got married to a girl in Cape Town whose mother was Paradise House of Fashion, and her father was a wholesaler. They offered him a job inside as a wholesaler, as a partner, and I didn't meet anybody except this young girl whose parents had nothing. They were divorced, and she had to work to make her own living.
What attracted you to Lita, and what kind of woman was she?
She was stunning. Beautiful figure, and charming, honest, had all the qualities which I looked for in a woman. And there are not many. Without any lies, she never lied. Always the truth, and she really was a beautiful woman.
What kind of relationship did the two of you have?
Great relationship. We were married for 40 years.
It's a long time.
One wife. I've only had one wife, and that was your mother, your granny. I'm not married, and I haven't got married again. You never say never, you never say always. But at this particular time, I'm lost, it's the lost whatnot, we call us. Hey. Affable, available, and affordable. I'm AAA.